Hello everybody and welcome back to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Lost Templars. Or Shadow of the Templars. Now I've got to go to the hospital to speak to...
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint.
We've got to go to the hospital to speak to somebody who could have something to do with what happened.
There was no sign of the crew of the ambulance. I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
Of course it was. Why would we even be able to get in there? Just helps himself to everything, doesn't he, George? Oh, have we got a doctor here? Speak to the receptionist first.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plan. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from a zoo.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
Okay.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Can I speak to these doctors first, though? Speak to the doctors.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
Okay.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
For this.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir, I have not.
He's not going to be much helpful, is it? He's not going to help us at
Do you
all.
recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
Alright then, dude.
Thanks for your help.
Thanks for not helping. You're kind of useless.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
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 That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
And sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Okay.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, miss. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean to get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Sure you didn't?
See you later.
Great.
Okay. He's a trainee. That's an actual doctor. The actual doctor doesn't help at all. The trainee can't help us because we know
As I
anything.
turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Can we talk to him?
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Not very nice of him, is it?
Do you know a nurse called Grendel?
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah. End of the corridor, Ward J2.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the quarters?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would.
Oh dear.
With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Okay.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
Yeah.
No,
He's odd.
I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Whatever you've got with this metal knotfoot is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is. Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
Okay, see you later.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Oh, can we really pull it out? Yeah, you can pull his plug out, see what he does.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
See what he says.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
He's going to plug it back in. Quickly mess with it before he gets back.
I wasn't in the mood for shining floors. I was about to open the cupboard when I heard the janitor returning.
Okay, I've got to go in there. Okay, I've got to unplug it again, then go in the cupboard. While he's there then.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket,
Okay, let me get back in that room now. Quick, 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 quick.
Not again. This is not a good day.
Kicking the machine. Don't watch him plug it back in, just get to the room. It's not even giving me a chance to get to the... Come on. Oh my god, this man, come on. Well, we got to watch him plug it back in. Quick, 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 quick.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
It's in this way. Watch through here. A few minutes later. So we gotta go down there, have we? Down there? Oh god, okay, it's not that way either. Is it down the other one? Okay, we made it.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, Doctor.
Oh no.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks. Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute? Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney. Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
Let's
Do
do
you
this.
know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Can I speak to the nurse?
Goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Can I speak to the nurse now?
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk. Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
Oh my god.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man at the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Oh dear.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
See you later.
Okay, let's go and speak to this nurse again.
Doctor?
What is it now, nurse?
Number 2 again. He won't tell me what he wants. He says he'll only talk to a man.
Do I have to? That guy's nuts.
Doctor, I'm surprised at you. There's no way to talk about our clients.
Okay, I'll see him. But I'm telling you, he's a hypochondriac.
Oh my life.
Hello again.
What's wrong with you now?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
You just said he's a hypochondriac.
Have you any idea what this is?
Please, take it away before I throw up.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
He doesn't want anything, he's not actually asking, so...
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So I can't actually go and speak to him yet, so I've got to go back to the doctors. Ain't got much down there. Oh no, it's not gonna let me get down there, is it? It'll just go the usual 3 minutes later.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Donnie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
Oh yeah, of course.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Oh no.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
How the hell am I gonna get... Okay, I've got to get his permission now, somehow. Oh my god. So we gotta go and get to the wards.
Excuse me.
Excuse
Yes,
me,
sir?
receptionist.
I'd like to return this device.
Not me, you don't. I don't touch medical equipment. Especially if you've used it on sick people.
Alright then.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Hey, Benoit.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Forget it.
Come on, we gotta go down here. Actually, can I speak to him? He's the one I need help with.
Excuse me, sir. Look what Nurse Grendel gave me, sir.
Ah, yes, very good. I'm glad to see you're carrying it with you. It reassures the public to see the medical profession using traditional archaic tools.
Okay, so you're not gonna help me.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
I wonder if we can trick the nurse. If that's what we gotta do.
Do you recognize this tissue?
No, I don't. It looks like a chronic health risk to me.
Well, I've been carrying it around for days, and I'm okay. My pocket's getting a little soggy. What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Yeah, you should know this, George.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
You can talk to the you can talk to these patients. Come on, doctor.
Hi, it's me again. I'm going to take your blood pressure. Why? I'm a doctor. It's my job. See you later. Hello again. Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Read the medical charts while we're here.
His temperature was normal, with little fluctuation either way. The graph showed a steady decline in his pulse rate, and an increase in his blood pressure. It kinda shook me to see this guy's life reduced to a few jagged lines. The poor guy's temperature had been up and down like a white knuckle ride. No wonder he looked so sick.
Can we speak to him? No. Let's get back. Let's speak to him. Benoit.
Hey, Benoit!
Come here. Come here, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Follow me, Benoit.
I'm right behind you, sir.
This one. So we need him to take his blood pressure, maybe.
Hi, it's me again.
No, it's not that one.
See you later.
There's got to be a way to get to the nurse. Nothing.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
The guy was sick. His face was the same shade of gray as the pillow beneath his head. I wondered whether I ought to call the nurse. Maybe check him out for breathing.
The same person you said was an
This guy didn't look
hypochondriac.
sick to me. He didn't have spots or stitches, and he certainly didn't have a fever.
Maybe he's a hypochondriac, this one. Didn't she say he came out of...
Hi, it's me again.
Yeah, she said he came out of surgery, though.
See you later.
Speak to Benoit.
The young man's face was full of eagerness and enthusiasm. I figured he was fresh from college. Hey, Benoit!
Can we get him to do something?
Yes, sir?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Forget it.
Well, let's go back outside. I wonder if we can speak to him now.
Excuse me, sir.
No.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
I don't think any of the... Okay, he's not going to help me, is he? Let's... I don't know. Go back to the ward. I wonder... Why has he not followed me? I thought I was teaching him and he's disappeared. Maybe he's standing here.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Au revoir. Can we go over here?
Doctor,
What is it?
Oh no.
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
I don't need to take your blood pressure. It's his job to do it now.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Speak to
Hey,
him.
Benoit!
I'll let him do it.
Yes, sir?
Take his blood pressure.
Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Take his.
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Speak to the policeman.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc, right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Don't you think it's possible that the bear was a man in disguise?
Well, obviously, I'm not completely stupid. But who would go to the bother of disguising himself as a bear? It's not as if he'd blend in with the surroundings. I checked with base to see if any bears had been reported missing from the zoo or a traveling circus. They told me to sit tight until reinforcements arrive.
Oh my god.
I guess they're right. I'd be stupid to tackle a bear single-handed.
It's in costume though, you maniac.
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc.
Oh my
If you
god.
see that bear, kick him in the nuts.
Even though it's not bear.
Rather you than me, pal.
Here we go. Let's read his chart first.
On the top of the chart was his name, Jacques Marquet. I didn't need to be a doctor to read the graphs. Marquet was dying.
Oh god. Oh, look at his machine.
The machine was far too complex for me to understand. Marquet?
Yes. I'm Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lamar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassins.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly tell him that I found the tripod right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's been taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know that?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed us now. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of this sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Oh, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Let's give me back.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
killing him.
Stand back, monsieur.
And he's gone out the window. Back
I
at
found
Nico's.
Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Count?
We did it.
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of the Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Right. What we got? It's all the same thing as before, really. Okay, I want to show her this.
Can you think of any use for this?
That's a thing for measuring blood pressure, isn't it? What are you doing with that?
I picked it up in the hospital. It could be useful.
You ought to take it back. Don't you feel guilty?
No.
Actually, let's have a look at the manuscript just in
Let's
case.
take another look at the manuscript.
I don't think it's going to be anything new, but you never know.
That's the tripod in the Crew Museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
Okay, so nothing new then. Nothing new there. We have to get to the museum, I think.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, were you referring to Andre?
I'll let you work it out.
Andre was meant to come and have a look at the transcript here, wasn't he? He hasn't actually come and done that, so... I wonder why he hasn't come here. Strange. We've got a blood pressure pump now. Museum.
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late? For what?
NSA? I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you. Not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is on tape, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He'd made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror such as I have never seen before.
Scary. Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
Okay.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it.
The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you see? If I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history.
At your age? Dream on. What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little org lay buried for centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little org lay buried for centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
I wonder if I have to stay here overnight.
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants of Paris. The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur. Vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
Okay. I'm not going to learn much from him really, am I?
For your help.
Let me speak to him. I've got to speak to him again. Lobby now.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language. Assassini. The assassins.
The Assassins and the Templars.
How did the assassins get their name?
Starting to sound like Assassin's
From
Creed.
legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashi.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date. At dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition. Not surprisingly, they confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. Devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
Well, that must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flame-grilled at the stake. They died protesting their innocence.
But surely Philippe had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called Baphomet, and then suggested to their victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with both feet burnt off.
Oh, God.
Fragments of flesh and charred bone falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusations?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the Inquisitors.
Whoa.
So Philippe stole the Templars' riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at La Rochelle. There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had set sail.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochman tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Let's open the window. Got an idea. Oh, he's going to see me do it, isn't he?
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill, and the fat falls on the open flames. The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled, and it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
Wait for him to walk off. Okay, then I'm going to go over here quick. Quick, in there, quick. Done it. Haha. Done.
It is closing time.
Here we go.
Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, monsieur.
Hours pass, here we go. Here they come. What are we going to do? How are we going to stop these?
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
How are we going to stop them? We've got like no weapons or anything. What are we going to do? Push that over maybe.
What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Who's there? Who the hell is there? Someone else has stole it. What the hell?
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean
No way, it was
it
her.
was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Catwoman.
Donne ce que j'ai reçu, Kitty.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod.
Exactly.
Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
No way, it was her. That's just cool.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
We gotta take it somewhere else.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the Knight's Christ to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bears that crest.
We can go speak to him
I
then.
sure hope so.
Okay, so we can speak to him then, can't we?
Lobineau explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
We gotta figure out where to go next then.
That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
So the next location we gotta go to.
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Next location then. I'm not sure where to head to next. Maybe back at the museum, maybe at that new location that we discovered, which we couldn't do anything. But anyway, we're going to finish this one here, guys. In the next one, we are going to explore the rest of the new... Well, we're going to get to the new location. I might go back to the museum. We'll see what happens. See what he can tell us. See if he knows anything else. And hopefully we'll be able to advance the plot a bit more. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. And until next time, take care.